Well, good morning, everybody. I'm delighted to be here today to welcome you all to this significant conference. Of course, the 8th Cyfrwng Media Wales Conference. Croeso cynnes iawn I chi gyd i'r gynhadledd hynod bwysig hyn yma yn Nghalon Prifddinas Cymru. And can I say a special word of welcome to our many guests from 15 nations and regions worldwide. I'm glad you made this journey to Wales to exchange with us your insights and experiences. By learning from other nations, I know we can gain new understanding of the issues facing this vibrant industry and, of course, the huge potential it has to offer. You arrive here in our capital city at a very exciting time. In a month's time, our National Assembly celebrates its 12th birthday, and earlier this year, a referendum gave overwhelming approval for the Assembly to decide the key policy areas devolved to us here in Wales. But like so many other countries in the world, we're still facing the challenges of the aftermath of the global recession, and we need to encourage the growth of our new economic activities with a key role, of course, for the creative industries. So for us, the future of the media is something that's of vital concern, vital for the development of Wales as a self-confident nation, but vital, of course, as well for the development of our economy. And I very much welcome this event, which supports our drive to position Wales as a modern, creative economy, able to compete successfully on the UK stage, but also on the European and world stages as well. It's also appropriate that your conference is taking place here today at the ATRiuM, part of Glamorgan University's School of Creative and Cultural Industries. Here in Cardiff, we see it firsthand, a close partnership between the media industries on the one hand and the academic community on the other, whether it's through the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama and the School of Creative and Cultural Industries. And I'm pleased to see the healthy mix of academics and industry attending this event. We know that knowledge exchange is an important part of growth within our economy. Now, we as a government want to support the development of a higher education system where institutions build on their individual strengths while working together to create a coherent system for Wales. And by working in partnership, the universities making up Cyfrwng Media Wales are making a major contribution to that goal. Of course, we're not alone in recognising this potential. The UK Commission for Employment and Skills forecasts that culture, media and sports occupations will have the fastest rates of employment growth in the economy between now and 2017. We know that countries across the world are making substantial investment in the creative industries and their supporting infrastructure, and global competition is accelerating. So we, as a country, need to take advantage of our extra flexibility as a smaller, nimbler nation equipped with our own devolved government. And our economic renewal programme identifies the creative industries as a priority sector with strategic importance for the economy. And we aim to target our economic development budget to gain competitive advantage and benefit from the growing markets that we see out there. In October, for example, we appointed Carwyn Jones from Tinopolis as chair of our creative industries sector panel, the role of which is to advise us on current issues affecting the sector. And to ensure we align our approach, the Arts Council of Wales is also represented on the panel. Now, media across Wales will also be enhanced by our plans for next generation broadband, an essential element in enhancing our offering to businesses in Wales. And a procurement exercise is underway at the moment to bring high-speed broadband to all households and businesses, and we hope to award that contract in March of next year. Our ambition is to make Wales one of the first truly online nations, and this can only be done by embracing new and emerging technologies such as those you will discuss during your conference. You know, much of Wales, particularly South Wales, was built on one industry, the coal industry. When that industry declined, it became very difficult to attract new industries to replace that industry. Why? The topography of Wales, the geography, the difficulty of attracting new industries up the valleys and over hills. But the beauty of broadband technology is it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter how remote you are, it doesn't matter whether you're the other side of a hill or up a valley, the opportunities are still the same. We know that digital technologies can help ensure a much more inclusive society, making Wales an attractive business proposition for media, for digital and for technology companies and specialists around the world. And we're looking to provide early stage ICT provision in schools We already have state-of-the-art media technology in higher and further education establishments such as the ATRiuM, and with these, Wales will be nurturing the creative visionaries and professionals of the future. And it's incredible, isn't it, how quickly things are changing. For many, many years, there wasn't much by way of advancement in broadcasting technology, certainly not digital technology, because it didn't exist. My children are 10 and 8. They asked me what things were like when I was their age, and they can't get their minds on the fact that there were 3 channels. They can't get their minds on the fact that the television was black and white. They've never seen black and white television. They can't get their heads around the fact that when we talk about 3D in those days, we talk about the fact that the television itself, the television set itself, you could see 3D, but not a picture. And now, of course, we see the rapid development of 3D, something that wasn't there 2 or 3 years ago in the way that it is now. 3D films were clanking films in the 50s where you had to wear red and green glasses, and they weren't very good films at that as well. Now, of course, we see 3D technology developing to a point where before long it may well be that in order to watch a 3D television you don't need glasses. The Nintendo 3DS has probably given us an example, an insight into what the technology of the future is. And so we can't afford to be left behind. No one in this room can afford to think that the technology of today will be the technology of tomorrow, that the technology of this year will be the technology of next year, that the technology of this month will actually be the technology of the end of this year. So we know that we have to make sure that Wales is there at the forefront of the rapid development of this technology. Now, we've also got a vibrant and growing film, theatre and media sector. 13 feature films and 29 TV productions were shot in Wales between 2009 and 2010 with a spend of over £20 million. So we've got a strong base on which to build. And I know as part of this exciting conference you'll be hearing from a number of interesting and knowledgeable speakers. Your agenda highlights a number of themes of the recently commissioned ATRiuM report on the creative industries in Wales, recommendations which are currently being developed into a strategy and action plan by our creative industry sector team. So there are opportunities, but as I said a moment ago, there are threats as well. Not just the threat of being left behind as the technology develops, but other threats. The ATRiuM report stated quite clearly that no creative industry strategy in Wales can flourish without the strong and active participation of public sector broadcasters. And one of those is BBC Wales, with 1,200 direct employees, by far the biggest player in the Welsh market for television, radio and online services. Another is our Welsh language channel, S4C, set up in the 1980s after years of strenuous campaigning. And from information recorded by our own Wales Screen Commission, we know that BBC Wales productions have resulted in spends of over £68 million in Wales since 2004. It includes productions such as Doctor Who, Torchwood, The Sarah Jane Adventures, Young Dracula and Crash, some of which have been UK network hits, and of course the longest running soap opera on the BBC across the whole of the UK, and that is Pobl y Cwm, the Welsh language soap opera. The ATRiuM report showed that S4C is of pivotal importance in the Welsh creative industries sector. Its Welsh language programming currently exceeds £99 million, but we know that figure will be significantly less over the years to come. S4C's commissioning policy has contributed greatly to the growth of the independent media sector in both English and Welsh, but as many of you will know, there are major implications arising from the changes in the funding arrangements of S4C and possible cuts of 20% of the BBC's budget. The BBC will part fund S4C from 2013, and I know negotiations are currently taking place between the two broadcasters. But a 20% cut, bluntly, in BBC Wales's budget is probably unacceptable. It's as simple as that. It will damage irreparably broadcasting in Wales. Now, although broadcasting isn't an area which is devolved, as you've heard me say, there are serious concerns about what the scale of these cuts will mean. Our position as a government in relation to S4C is clear. It's important that DCMS, the department in Whitehall, the UK government, should take S4C seriously. I don't believe that has been the case till now. During the last few months, we voiced our concern to the UK government about the scale of the financial cuts proposed and their impact on services across Wales, as well as the future funding arrangements for S4C. And we're also concerned that S4C as a channel should retain its independence under any new arrangements. So, here in Wales there are opportunities, but there are also challenges as well. There's huge potential, but there are threats as well. And I'm sure that many of you here today will have similar stories to tell. But in approaching these issues, I've no doubt that devolution is a major asset, one which facilitates discussion with other nations and regions worldwide. And we know that we can only benefit from understanding the needs of the creative industries across Europe and the rest of the world. Can I finish by, let me say that, I always look up when I say see those heads starting to rise up. Can I finish by congratulating all the organisers of this conference. There's a well-known saying in Welsh, it's the motto of my hometown, in fact. It dates back to one of the earliest myths of our nation, the Mabinogion, and the tale of Bendigeidfran. And that says, A fo ben bit bont. He who would be a leader must first be a bridge. You've helped build bridges between Wales and our friends in other nations like ourselves, nations that are small but strong. And today I voice the support of the Welsh Government for your work, and can I wish this conference and your work every success. Both through that, and I'd quite enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.